Um, so tomorrow's going to be your 106th cap, but first time playing a test in South Africa. That one's been a while coming around, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Missed the tour in 16, unfortunately. Um, yeah, I was speaking with a few lads last night. There hasn't been many of us play a test in South Africa. So, even talking to some of the young fellas, sometimes you can give them a bit of advice of what it's going to be like, but there's very few of us can do that. I don't think anyone's played in this ground against South Africa.
Does it help though that a lot of you will have played here over the last couple of years in the URC, even just experiencing the general conditions and the altitude and things like that?
Look, I think it helps. You've been in the stadium before, but I think international rugby is different to URC. There's no point in saying otherwise. It's a different animal, different intensity, and you're going to have a different type of crowd. It's a big occasion for South Africa coming back here for the first time since winning the World Cup. First test back here, so I'd imagine it's going to be an incredible atmosphere for everyone.
The Loftus you would have played in April for Munster will probably be a very different Loftus tomorrow.
Yeah, that was kind of the base of my answer. I don't think it's going to be comparable. It's going to be the same ground, but it'll be a different animal.
And just funny then for me, Jamie Osborne was a bolt out of the blue for a lot of people, I think, coming in at full-back, but he's been around squads for a couple of years. What have you seen from him in his development, and how ready do you think he is now to take that step up?
Yeah, very patient, very understated kid. Obviously delivering incredibly well for Leinster over the last, however many seasons. One of the lads presented him his jersey last night, and he said it wasn't if, it was kind of when the cap was going to come from. He was one of these guys, just really, really cool, calm, wants to learn, top class professional at an early age. So, you said people were shocked. I don't think anyone in our squad was shocked at it.
The fact he's been around so long, Peter, does that grounding of being in the squad and knowing you guys so well, how well does that prepare you for such a big test in his development, a big step in his career?
Yeah, look, it helps hugely. I think Andy, over the year, you've seen as named squads, and he's brought in guys in and out at different times, to get guys experience, and that'll stand to Jamie. He's been in a good few times now. Spent a lot of time with us, and it just makes you more familiar with guys, more comfortable. I think you play for someone more when you know him better, and he's been around long enough now to know us well enough for it to really matter to him. Obviously it matters to everyone to play for Ireland, but playing for the group alongside you means a huge amount, and he'll have a great. I'm sure he'll have a great feeling of support from us over the last few days, certainly, and since he's come into camp.
Any other TV questions?
Peter, obviously two very experienced packs tomorrow, especially in Test match rugby. Everybody talks about the fact that it sort of starts up front and with the set piece. How important is that going to be to try for both teams in terms of being able to give that sort of physical edge and give the platform for the backlines to get going?
Look, I think you kind of summed up your answer and your question there. It's unbelievably important part of Test rugby, and of any game of rugby really, is set piece, and we'll be competing with probably the best set piece in the world tomorrow, and that's a great challenge for us. As I said, what a challenge. It's a huge opportunity for us to try and show what we're about, and try and contain, as I said, one of the best set pieces in the world.
A couple of changes to the Springbok coaching staff, and we saw a little bit of a change in the way they played against Wales. Has this week been very much sort of focusing on yourselves, or has this been a bit of attention on what you might be able to see tomorrow? And do you expect to see a couple of changes from the way the Springboks might play tomorrow?
We always do our analysis. It's very much about us. Test match week always, but we give the utmost respect to our opposition in the analysis that we do. And Tony Brown coming into the South African background team, obviously with Fla, we certainly had a look at what they did against Wales. But you're only one test in, so it's hard to predict what's coming. But I don't think they're going to go away from what they're incredibly good at. Obviously, world champions for a reason, and that base for their game isn't going to change. I'm sure there'll be a few new things and things they'll throw in curveballs for us, but that's test rugby, and that's what you have to adapt to.
Thanks. Craig, last question this section.
I know a lot of rugby has been played since that game in Paris, but have you gone back specifically to that game because you lost, I think, 4 or 5 lineouts fairly early in the game, a couple of scrum penalties? Have you gone and looked at the specific problems that occurred in that game against the Springboks?
Yeah, of course we have. We always review our games, and obviously we've had a tournament since then, so we've certainly gone back and looked at that and try to fix some of those issues and a huge part of test rugby is picking up lessons and learnings and fixing things and trying to keep them fixed is the important thing, not just having them fixed for a couple of games and letting them sneak back in. So certainly we did a huge amount of looking back before the Six Nations over that.